What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Triple G Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin. You know, Golovkin, a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, used to be one of my favorite upcoming fighters. He's been around for a long time. He had a struggle. You know, he was one of those guys that I feel that didn't get his just reward because, a lot of people avoided him in the weight class that he was in. And I bought into it, and until he fought Canelo, it's like things start becoming revealing to me. Okay. And it's like when you have Golovkin refusing to fight Charlo, Andrade, rematch with Danny Jacobs, which that was a close fight. But the only person that then you go fight Steve Rolls, it made me lose credibility, but then you can backtrack in hindsight that he really hasn't changed. The fighters that he chose to fight were easy touches. Look how he knocked out Moderosian, right? He could have fought Lara. He could have been improving his profile. And I guess maybe because he was, frozen out or avoided, I guess that made him bitter maybe. If I was going to give him a benefit of the doubt or any kind of explanation on why he does not want to fight the upcoming new guys now, right? Charlo's undefeated. Charlo has the WBC. And he goes and he signs for the Zone. Now, he signs for the Zone, and the Zone promises him a third Canelo fight, right? Well, they're trying to pressure Golden Boy to pressure Canelo to have a third fight. Canelo does not want to fight Golovkin because he doesn't want to bless him with more money, which I can understand that because Canelo feels that he beat him the second time, and it's an argument. It's like it's hard to try to convince a fighter that they lost when they're the ones that fought. You know what I mean? And he did give Golovkin all he could handle, and then vice versa though, because Golovkin started coming back with shots of his own. It was a great fight, but Golovkin should wake up and smell the music to me. I think that he should have known that if it was anywhere close, it was, Canelo was going to get the nod like he did in other fights, but that didn't take away from him being a good fighter. I just felt he never needed the protection and all the power that he actually had in order to win fights. If you win the fight, you win the fight. If you lose the fight, you lose the fight. If you draw, you draw, right? But he hasn't been able to lose. He's drawed when people felt he should have lost. I would feel better if Canelo actually lost the decision, to convince me that there's no politics or corruption, but I'm not convinced of that. You know what I mean? But as far as Golovkin being hell-bent on just fighting Canelo again, it's too one-way thinking. He's thinking with this tunnel vision. He's only focused on, this single focus on fighting Canelo it's absurd. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, why are you worried about this when you should be worried about when you just signed a fresh contract? Now you're just trying to fight easy touches before. Is there concern with Golovkin that he can't? He's too good of a fighter to be fighting people like Steve Rolls. You know what I mean? Yeah, you fought Moderosian. Knocked that man out. That man was on the couch for 2 years. That was sad. I mean, he knocked the shit out of him, too. He beat him probably into retirement. I don't even know if Moderosian ever fought again after that, but the point is, he did not have to fight someone like that. You know what I mean? They even wanted to fight Jaime Munguia. And that's, everybody knows how I feel about that. Leave the young kid alone. Let him produce himself. Let him develop. Okay? But, they're trying to fight and get fights made like that. Okay? But Golovkin believe he was promised that third fight with Canelo, And Canelo simply doesn't want that to happen because he doesn't want him to get any other extra money off the strength of his back. Now, here's the catch. If you're with the zone and you're getting a salary anyway with the contract that he signed, he's going to make the money anyway, regardless of who he fights. I feel that Golovkin needs to consider fighting someone else if he's going to get the same amount of money. Maybe the subscriptions will go up on the DAZN end, but still, he signed a contract to get a certain X amount of dollars. And I know that's broken down into these fights, right? So I don't know still what Golovkin's hangup is unless he was promised that fight. If he's promised that fight, that's what he's going to be worried about. But then again, there's more than just that fight. He has to fight longer and more than that to obtain that contract, you know? He has to merit that contract obligation, because if he doesn't, you know, they don't have to pay him. You know, so it's crazy. I just find it real strange that this whole thing is going on with Golovkin and Canelo 3. And, you know, you could tell the blood, it's bad blood. Bad blood. Because, you know, Canelo, you know, he got popped with clenbuterol, and Golovkin talked a whole gang of shit. You seen him at the face-off. He didn't even want to talk to him during the build-up of the fight. I don't even really think they needed the build-up, honestly. But Canelo didn't even want to see him. I don't even want to look at this guy. You know? And you know, Golovkin, Canelo, I think now Canelo regrets sharing the ring with him, because he did get Golovkin paid, and Golovkin turned into a straight diva. Straight diva. You know, and that's what happens when you get money that you are not accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens that way, you know. And other fighters have fallen victim to it also, and they have been revealed. And because they've got a hunk of money that they don't supposed to get, or they finally got, and just, you know, this is how they handle it, you know. But, you know, Golovkin, if he doesn't get his third fight because Canelo refuses, you're looking at a lawsuit, you know, and that's crazy, you know, and then that's going to go to court, and Golovkin's going to be, you know, and then I feel Golovkin throwing the zone for a lawsuit, I think that may be his plan. If he doesn't get that one fight that he wants, he could end up suing DAZN, because DAZN promised him a third Canelo fight, but they didn't promise Canelo that he'd had to fight Golovkin as one of those fights, and then he wouldn't have to fight at all. You know, I mean, Golovkin is 37 years old, people. He's old. He's getting older. I mean, you know, a lot of people didn't start fighting him until he was 35, you know? So, it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's a big mess. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Gennady Golovkin and Triple G. Or should I say Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. Tell me what you think about this, guys. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.